Hey guys, Zephyrnix here, and today's episode is going to be called Battle Royale. Because let's talk about this for a second. I'm a big fan of this whole thing, which we'll call the digital wars. Okay, so from now on, it's going to be referred to as the digital wars. And what that basically means is that basically everything in a digital world is basically, against another. Let me give you an example. Xbox versus PS3, console wars as part of the digital wars. The OS wars, Linux versus Mac OS versus Windows. That's also part of the digital war. It's all part of one collective. So with that being said, I want to turn attention to another one that's coming up very soon. That's already have actually started on a lot of forums. Basically, in 2009 is going to be a big year for MMOs, and not MMOs. Magic and mystery and sword and sorcery and all that, but we're finally getting some MMOs that are beyond that of just sword and magic play, and thank God as far as I'm concerned, because we are so past due. We're past due for some good ones, and don't get me wrong, there are some good ones out there right now, but I'm looking for a little bit better. Now with that being said, I do know that I think it's EVE Online is for Linux now, so I'm definitely going to give that one a try, but I want to focus my attention on another one right now. Let's see. First of all, let's talk about the whole Champions Online versus DC Universe Online. Now, we got Champions Online. Now, they don't have too much of a backstory in terms of as much as a lot of people know. But the one thing they do have is they have Cryptic doing it. So what that means is already that Cryptic has already had a lot of extensive experience with the Call of Duty franchise. I'm sorry, no, the City of Heroes franchise, I'm sorry. And so that's definitely something that's going to play in their favor. Now, we also know that everything in terms of like colors and everything in terms of like just everything on them is going to be customizable. So for those who want to throw black ice, you'll be able to do that. Or those who want to shoot out, crystallized crystals, but you don't have those. Like say like pinkish crystals like on Naruto Shippuden. But they don't do that. You can do that by changing the ice pink, and thus you got your crystals, and you just do a backstory with that. So you definitely have the customization to do that. Not to mention, it's supposed to be a really turned out storyline. And on the other line, you also have on the other side, you also have DC Online Universe. Now, everyone knows DC. If you have not read the comic books, you have seen the actual show, the DC Animated Universe. Now, yes, this one's going to be based off the comic books. This is true, but first of all, like I said, you already got, and here's another thing too that Champions has over DC Universe. They're already letting you know that some of the things that they have available, and the things that they have are actually looking up to be pretty good. DC right now has announced they're going to have, what they say, Metropolis, Gotham, and some other place, I forget. But with that being said, it's Metropolis and Gotham. So those are already really two good spots to start in, I'm expecting to see Central City. I can't remember her place right now, but Wonder Woman's home. Also, I want to know if you're going to be able to be a Thanagarian. That would be cool. Like Hawk Girl and Hawk Man or whatever, or Hawk Woman and Hawk Child and Hawk Transsexual, whatever. Anyway, so that's one thing. So I'm interested to really know how that one's going to turn out. My own personal opinion, I'm on the fence with it right now. I don't know enough about neither one of them to really put my faith in any of them. But, see, I really can't, because I am a big fan of the whole DC universe, especially the animated version. That being said, I'm also a fan of the other version. So, with that being said, let's turn our attention to another MMO that's coming out, too. Now, we also have two that's coming out. One is coming out this year, and one's mostly coming out next year. We have Star Trek Online versus Star Wars Online. I forget the exact tentative title of it. I think it's something like The Old Republic or something. At any rate, though, so we got these two of the best, arguably the best sci-fi series coming to the digital world. And it's going to be an interesting match because I've already seen what Star Wars has to offer, and Star Wars is actually offering, I've already seen what Star Trek has to offer, and what they're offering right now is really good. The graphics are top notch. They're not over the edge to the point where like not everyone with a computer will be able to play it, but it's still up there. But it's also enough where it'll look good, and so forth from there on. One thing I do like about it is that they're allowing you to do everything. That means that you'll be able to go. You'll be having adventures in your ship, on your ship, and off your ship, meaning that you'll be able to go on a planet, and say take out bad guys. There might be one time when bad guys might come on your ship, so you'll be able to take them out on your ship, and you're going to have space battles, which all of them are looking good. In the past rant, I actually talked about this one game called Star Trek Bridge Commander, which I was waiting for a part 2 to come out, and this is looking like the part 2 I've been waiting for. I will definitely pay my $15 a month to play this one. That being said, too, now we got Star Wars. Now, we got BioWare doing Star Wars, okay? Okay, before we go to Star Wars, let's go back to Star Trek for a second. Because we know Cryptic is also doing Star Trek. We also know that they have extensive work in MMOs with City of Heroes and City of Villains. So with that being said, now let's go to Star Wars. Star Wars has BioWare. Enough said. If you don't know who that is, I really feel sorry for you. Because BioWare is the people, okay? When it comes down to really good RPGs, they are really know how to flesh out a story. That being said, they do not have experience in MMOs, so I'm really concerned about how it's going to turn out in terms of like the multiplayer version. But I do know that the gameplay and the story is going to be off the hook. So right now, basically, like I said before, I'm at a standstill with it. That being said, my Trekkie is definitely calling me, so most likely I will go to Star Trek. That's not saying I won't try Star Wars. That's not saying I will definitely not be on Star Wars. But right now, I am leaning towards Star Trek, only because I know more about Star Trek than Star Wars. Star Wars has actually not revealed too much of anything. They said what they want to do, but what you want to do and what you will do are two entirely different things. So that's basically it right there. Then we also have The Agency. Now, The Agency, yes, The Agency does look good. I will say that. That being said, and I'm probably going to get flamed for this one, but I'm going to say it. Sony is in charge of that one, and that scares me. Why is that scary? I'm going to tell you right now. Because Sony took control over EverQuest 2. Now, so that's already history right there. Sony also took control over Matrix Online. Now, don't get me wrong. I know Matrix Online wasn't selling as much as the other ones were. But let me tell you right now, as a player of Matrix Online, I've actually played the game, okay? If I was to rate it, I would rate it at least a 7 out of 10. Okay? It is actually a pretty good game. I mean, it's not the best on the market, but I actually really did enjoy it. Now, the missions got repetitive sometimes, but that's neither here or there, though. At any rate, a lot of times, and there's other games that came out for Sony too that just did not make the cut, and Sony has been doing it. I think Vanguard came out by Sony, and same thing, it just did not make the cut. Now, that makes me worried about The Agency. With that being said, if The Agency is put into the whole same category as all the other MMOs for Sony, that means that they're going to get that, like pay the $25 to play all the games, and that's going to bring up the price for. That's going to, with EverQuest 2 and Matrix, that's going to get a lot more players there too. So, like I said before, I'm really interested on how this is going to play out. Right now, for the first two, the City of Heroes versus I'm sorry, damn it, I'm at the City of the color. Champions Online versus DC Universe. I gotta say I'm leaning towards. I can't right now. I really can't. I want to say Champions, but at the same time I want to say DC, but I can't. Neither one right now. As for the second one, Star Wars versus Star Trek. Right now leaning towards Star Trek, but like I said before, that's still entirely too early to call. Now, all these games, all these MMOs are going to be released in 2009 with the exception of Star Wars. So, guys, let me know what you think. Which one do you think is going to stand on top? Let me know with the superhero genre. Let me know with the sci-fi genre, okay? And then also let me know what's going on with Agency. What do you think about Agency? Let me know.